friends, welcome to Pinterest Busters, where I test Pinterest pins for you to see if they actually work and whether or not they are worth your time and effort. Because sometimes Pinterest pins can be kind of fun, but it's a long process and it's not any fun if it's not any fun. You know what I'm saying? So today we're gonna test the pin about making a hair removal wax out of sugar. I'm just gonna go ahead and take you right into my kitchen and show you how I made this. All right, so I found a few different recipes for this with different proportions. They all have the same ingredients, just different proportions. And since this is the very first time that I'm doing this, I'm going to wing it. If you have a different way that you've done this before, I would love to know what proportions you use. But for this particular video, we're gonna use 2 cups of sugar, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. One of the recipes called for a 1/4 cup of water, but a lot of them were like 2 tablespoons. So I'm gonna use like 1/8 of a cup of water. I'm gonna pour in about half of this and just kind of hope that the proportions are good. So I'm gonna put this on medium heat. Some of them said low heat to simmer, but to be honest with you, I don't want to take that long to do this. So I'm just gonna put it on medium heat and hope for the best, and then hopefully it won't burn. I will keep a good eye on it, and you can see it's already kind of turning into a thick paste. So we are going to let this simmer until it turns a golden brown. It is 12:53, so we'll see how long that takes. As you can see, it's bubbling. And it's starting to change colors a little bit. It's almost like a yellowy, lemony kind of color at this point. We're about 5 minutes into the cooking process, but it just started to simmer. All right, I could tell it was simmering a little too much, so I turned the heat down to low. It was on medium and now it's on low. Okay, we're now 10 minutes into the cooking process. It's definitely gotten a little more clear in color, but it's definitely not brown yet. So I'm stirring this about every minute or so. I'm giving it a good stir. The other thing is it's a little bit spilled from the spatula, so I ate a little bit of it and it tastes delicious. So if you ever want to eat your wax, like, it's really yummy. Definitely don't touch it right now though, because you will burn your finger and you will have to go to the hospital, because I'm sure that this is insanely hot. This looks pretty golden brown. It looks really nice. I'm not trying to overcook it, so I think I'm gonna take it off the heat now, because it seems like it is the right color. I might be undercooking it a little bit, because some of the recipes did look darker than this, but then some of them looked about a little lighter than this. It smells really good. It's definitely got an aroma, like that lemony sugar aroma. So I'm thinking it's done, because from cooking, what I've learned is when it starts smelling good, it's probably done. So we just turn off the heat. We're gonna pour this into a few mason jars. If you have anything glass, I'm sure that would be fine. Before I do that though, I do wanna heat these a little bit. So I'm gonna put them in my toaster oven for a minute and let them heat up for just a minute. I don't want any glass breaking. I'm nervous about that. So I've got 2 prepared just in case. Please don't spill, please don't spill. I don't want to clean it up. Oh, maybe we'll just fit it in one. We might not need to. Almost. So now we're gonna let these cool. I'm gonna let them cool for about 10 minutes and then we'll try it out. All right, timer's done. So they've been just sitting here on the oven for 10 minutes. And I'll show you the consistency of it. It's still thin. I did test a tiny bit on my hand and it's definitely still too hot. So I'm going to cheat and I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. I don't know, I'm scared to cheat. I don't want to cheat, I don't want to mess it up. I don't know, John, little John, what do you think? You think I should put it in the refrigerator to make it go faster?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, all right. Okay, so this jar has now been sitting in the refrigerator for 10 minutes. This one's just been sitting on the counter. This one is really hot still. I'm gonna try just to get the tiniest little bit. I'm so scared I'm gonna burn myself. Oh, doesn't feel so bad. It's still really hot though. It looks like it's a good consistency though. If you look at it, see, it doesn't feel so hot now. I don't know, maybe this might work. Just kind of blow on it like they do at the salon. I don't know, I think we might be ready. I think we might be good to go. This is really sticky. Oh, I'm scared. We'll see. We're gonna use the refrigerated jar. This one's just gonna stay here. I'm gonna put a lid on it. All right, so I got my wax and I got my knife and finally gonna get to shave my legs. It is the middle of August and I have not shaved my legs in like a week at least. So my hair is nice and long. I wanted to grow it out because I knew I was gonna do this video. So yeah, you're gonna see my pasty, hairy, unmoisturized legs because you can't have any moisturizer on when you do this. It's gotta be like clean, dry legs. So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna bring this down a little bit. So we got my pasty, hairy, ashy leg, and we're gonna try this out and see how it goes. Hopefully I do not burn myself. So you're supposed to put this on the opposite direction of hair growth, and then you're supposed to pull it off along with the hair growth. So having trouble getting it not to make a mess. So please don't burn me, please don't burn me. Oh, it's not bad. It feels like regular wax. All right, pasting it on, just like basting a turkey. All right, how's that looking? Good? All right, and then we roll it up a little bit and, hold on a minute, and we pull. Ow! Well, got some of the hairs off. I don't know. Can't imagine doing my whole leg like this. Alright, so now that's too cool to use. So that's done. I cannot imagine doing my whole leg. Alright, let's do it again. Did I not do it right? I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here this time, paint it on. It's a little bit warm, but it's not too terrible. Oh, we're supposed to pull it this way. I pulled it the wrong way. You gotta wait for it to dry a little bit. And there's recipes where you can do this with actual strips like they use at the salons, but ain't nobody got time to go get those. All right, here we go. Just making a mess. Okay, now it's coming up. Okay, ready, set, go. Ooh, that worked. That worked really well. That one worked great. See if I can get this to do it again. Just sticking all over the place. It definitely worked better going the other direction. Yeah, no way I'm doing my whole leg like this, I'll tell you that. Let's do one more. One more patch. Let's do some, I hate shaving my knees. So let's do my knee. That's my least favorite thing, because I always get scared I'm gonna cut myself. It's just, it's all stringy, it's making a huge mess. But once it dries, it's not like it just becomes like a ball, so it's not bad once it dries. Ready, set, go. I mean, it got it, but it's still not like, I would have to shave again to get all the hairs. It's not getting all the hairs. So that's how it's looking. It didn't get all the hairs. It is definitely less painful than other times that I've used traditional wax. I go get my eyebrows done a couple of times a month. I've gotten my legs waxed before and it's really painful. This is really not. There's hardly any pain at all. I mean, you can definitely feel it, but it's definitely the least painful hair removal I have ever tried. I've never gotten my eyebrows threaded, so I can't compare it to that, but it's definitely very mild in comparison with plucking hairs out typically. So now the question is this a Pinterest Busters win or is it a fail? Well, I think it just depends. There's a lot of factors here. Number one, maybe something could be better with my ingredients and how I used it. Number two, maybe it's just me not having practiced with it. I'm trying to do these Pinterest Busters as a first impression. I want to know from first experience whether it's going to be easy or difficult. So I feel like practice is almost, deceiving because I want to give you what it's really going to be like for someone to do this pin. And I felt like that the process of making it was a bit time consuming, but I can see where that would be fun for some people to make that and it be a little time consuming. The actual removal process for me was a little inefficient. Maybe it was the way that I was removing the wax. Maybe it was the temperature of the wax. But I found it to be not something that I would want to spend a ton of time waxing my legs like that. It also will depend on how long my legs stay not needing to be shaved. I mean, maybe this will help my hair not to grow back for a longer period of time than actual shaving. The other thing that's really good about this is that it is good for the environment and that there's no harmful chemicals. If you have sensitive skin, this would be a great way to use wax for sensitive skin. Maybe this would be great for facial hair, like if you got a little stash going on, this might be fantastic because it will be super fast just to get small areas. But my legs have a lot of space on them and they got lots of hair, so I just don't feel like I want to take half an hour, 45 minutes to get every little part, especially to the point where it removes every single hair. Now, the other thing is the hair growth on my legs. I had quite a long growth on my legs. I also don't have super thick hair. I don't know how it would work on coarse hair. I don't know how it would work on super fine hair. So there's lots of different factors going in. I have, I guess, medium coarseness, but I feel like my hair on my legs it's pretty thin compared to some people. I don't have big bushy hair. I mean, this is pretty much fully grown out as like how long my leg hair gets. It doesn't get much longer than this. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think at this point, you're gonna have to decide for you whether this is something you wanna try, whether it's worth the time you're putting into it, whether it's worth, you know, if you have really sensitive skin. For me personally, this was a fail. This is something I'm never gonna do. I'm never gonna use it again. I'll probably use up the wax that I made. I do have this huge jar left, and then I've got about a quarter of a jar in the other one. So I'll probably use this up, and worst case, I'll use it as like a yogurt topping because it's really delicious. It tastes amazing. I mean, all it is sugar and lemon juice and water. So, you know, drizzle it on a little bit of Greek yogurt. It'll probably be amazing. I let my son taste a little bit. My 5-year-old, he loved it. So it'll get used one way or another, whether it be consumed or whether it be used on my legs. I haven't decided yet, but it was a fun project. I'm glad I did it, but I don't think I'm gonna be doing it again. So that's it for Pinterest Busters this time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more Pinterest Busters. I want to do these at least twice a month. If you have any suggestions for Pinterest pins that you would like for me to try out, I would love to hear your suggestions in the comments below. Thank you again so much for watching. Mad love, and I'll see you soon. Bye!